Okay, we're going to begin Unit 7 now. We're in Masechet Yoma, of course, Perek Gimel, Mishnah Zayin. Previously, the Kohen Gadol had begun the Avodah. In particular, he had done the Avodah of the Karban Tamid for that day in the Beit HaMikdash. The Karban Tamid, of course, is the daily Karban that was done every day, not only in Yom Kippur at all. However, the Kohen Gadol specifically, this was his time when he was able to bring the Karban for the Karban Tamid. This day he had to do all the Avodah. So yesterday we discussed, last shiur, whenever you heard that, we discussed that part of the Avodah, and then we left off when he changed his clothing from the Big Day Zahav to the Big Day Lavan. He went to the mikvah, put on the Big Day Lavan, and now is ready to do the next part of the Avodah. So we ended off asking a question: why should it be that he wore Big Day Zahav to do the regular Avodah, the daily Avodah, which is also done Yom Kippur, it was done every day, and then he switched to Big Day Lavan for the next part of the Avodah, which, as we'll see soon, was the special one for Yom Kippur. It seems kind of counterintuitive. One would think that if he has special clothing that only Kohen Gadol wears, so certainly when he does the Avodah in Yom Kippur, when he does the Lifnai, he goes to the Kodesh Kadashim, comes before Hashem to get atonement for all of Bnei Yisrael, so certainly then he should wear his special clothing. But yet we find the opposite. He's wearing special clothing for the regular Avodah, and then he wears the regular clothing specifically for the Avodah we're about to begin, for the special Avodah that's only done on Yom Kippur. So the Gemara tells us, Rashi quotes in Chumash, that when it comes to Big Day Zahav, so Zahav, of course, always brings to mind for us the Egel HaZahav, the golden calf. And since the Egel HaZahav was, of course, such a terrible blemish in Jewish history, and will always be remembered as such a terrible act of the Jewish people, the betrayal of Hashem, of Moshe during that moment. So if the Kohen Gadol is going in front of Hashem on Yom Kippur, so to go there wearing Zahav, wearing the gold, the very same gold that was used to make the Egel HaZahav, that same material, so that's what the Gemara uses the phrase, Ein kategor nasa sanegor. Prosecutor can't be your defender. Gold, which had taken us so far astray through the Chet HaEgel, cannot be used now in order to save us when we go Lifnai B'Lifnim, we go in front of Hashem on Yom Kippur. And therefore the Kohen Gadol, and when he's doing the regular Avodah, so okay, he would wear gold. Certainly it's an adornment. Certainly we do use gold for good things. When you're going directly in front of Hashem, Lifnai B'Lifnim, so at that moment, obviously everything has to be very precise, very exact, and at that moment to wear something used for the Chet HaEgel would not be considered appropriate. That Zahav brings up bad memories for us, not positive memories, and therefore he would wear Lavan. So now the Mishnah begins with a Kohen after he put on this Big Day Lavan, and now he's ready to go to begin the Avodah. After the Avodah is special for Yom Kippur. Bashachar, in the morning. Hayalovesh pilusin shel shneim asar mana. So before we get to Avodah itself, I'm sorry, we're just going to discuss a little more about the clothing. The Mishnah discusses the values of the clothing. We'll go through that quickly. We'll discuss some of the ideas behind it. So he would wear plusin, was a kind of linen, kind of material that was worth shneim asar mana, 12 mana. So a mana was a fairly large coin. What's most important for us right now is that it was much, much, much larger than the zuz, which the Mishnah is going to talk about later. So here you have 12 mana, okay, and so that was in the morning. So it was 12 of these large coins. Ubein ha'arbayim, in the afternoon, towards the end of the day, when he would do the avodah that was done bein ha'arbayim, hanidvin shel shmona me'ot zuz. He would wear another kind of cloth called nidvin, from a different area, a different quality, called nidvin, and that was shmona me'ot zuz, 800 zuz. So even the number is much more. Obviously 800 is more than 12, but the value of a zuz is so much smaller. It's about 1/100th of the mana. So therefore the mana, of course, is worth significantly. The morning clothing the big day Lavan, the linen he wore in the morning, is worth significantly more than that of the nidvin in the afternoon. These words are Rabbi Meir. Chamim omrim, B'shachar ha'elovi shel shmona asar mana. No, instead of 12 mana, it would be 18 mana. Ubein ha'arbayim shel shneim asar mana, and in the afternoon it would be 12 mana. That same 12 mana we had seen previously for the morning. But again, the morning, even according to the second opinion here, according to Chachamim, is significantly more than the afternoon. Hakol shloshim mana. Altogether, it was 30 mana. So the idea here that we're getting is really based on the psukim themselves, where the psukim stress that that in the morning the bad, the flax, the garment that he wears in the morning must be of a higher quality than the afternoon. The Torah stresses the word bad again and again and again in the morning. And that teaches us that the Torah wanted to make sure that bad is of higher quality in the morning than in the afternoon. One can think about whether or not that represents the significance of the avodah in general, the importance of the morning avodah versus the afternoon avodah, when setting up the other. We'll have to, as we go along, keep that in mind. But that's really the idea here, the begadim, the big day lavan that he was wearing. So he had to make sure that however much exactly it was worth, what exactly it was made out of, the morning begadim had to be more valuable than the afternoon begadim. Okay. Again, the Kohen Gadol is going to keep switching his clothing. There are going to be 5 times he's going to switch his clothing back and forth from Zay Zahav to Big Day Lavan, go to the mikveh every time. So that's the different value here, because these begadim would be used once in the morning, once in the afternoon. He wouldn't wear the same thing 2 times. Elu Mishal Tzibur, and the Mishnah just concludes that these values that we were just discussing are Mishal Tzibur. That's referring to what the public, the Tzibur, would pay for these things. But if he would want to add, if he would want to give more than this, if he would like to have it even nicer, so he can make his begadim of even higher quality, worth even more money, and he could do that from his own. But in terms of what was taken from the mamon of Bnei Yisrael, so that was this amount. We'll see B'ezrat Hashem later on that this is an important rule in the Beit Hamikdash, that Hashem is chas al mamonam shel Yisrael. We don't want to take too much money from the public funds. We want to be very careful about that. So what's necessary for the avodah, of course, that we do, but we don't do more than that. But in this case, if the Kohen Gadol wants to add and make the garment even more beautiful and of a higher quality, so he may do so. Okay, so now